NEWSLINE with Faraz Shauketaly.
Well, good evening and welcome to NEWSLINE Zoom. We're doing NEWSLINE by Zoom owing to the growing pandemic COVID-19 positive cases and sadly the death rates. So Newsfirst, like everyone else, is doing our part to try and stem the spread of this dreaded disease. This evening, we've got on our program by Zoom a member of the JVP Central Committee, Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa. Very good evening to you, Dr. Nalinda.
Good evening, Faraz.
Now then, Dr. Nalinda, as a medical man, apart from as a politician, are you happy with the way the government is handling the vaccination drive and all matters COVID related? Are you happy?
Overall, I'm not happy with the COVID prevention program. Anyway, we have certain points to see the progress. I mean, the number of vaccines we received is good. But since beginning, actually, we were delayed for at least 2 to 3 months to start the vaccination program. And we have accelerated it since mid of May. But you know, the experts of the Health Ministry of Sri Lanka and the epidemiologists, they submitted a very good plan to the Health Ministry and the WHO regarding the vaccination program. That is National Deployment and Vaccination Plan for COVID-19 vaccine. That was drafted on 18th January 2021. Actually, that was drafted by the experts with the guidelines of the WHO. According to that, they set up the priority list. Up to 30%, if we have the vaccine, up to 30%, 3% of the population, we have to cover the health workers and the frontline workers who work in the frontline in COVID-19 management. Then, the first priority for the general population goes to the about 60 elder population. You know that is that program scheduled according to the WHO guidelines, as I said. But suddenly, that priority list was changed. Once I heard that the State Minister of COVID Management Ministry, Dr. Sudashina Pranandapule, said at least she didn't know how this plan changed. Anyway, now we are observing the outcome of the change program. See, among total deaths, more than 75% are above 60 years, and more than 92% deaths to the who didn't receive any vaccine. So that means out of 10,000 COVID deaths, nearly 6,500 or 6,800 represent the people who are above 60 and who didn't get any vaccine. So that is, I mean, who get the responsibility of that COVID death? I personally think that at least 50% of these above 60 deaths we can prevent. It's preventable if we were able to follow the guideline of the WHO and the Sri Lankan health ministry experts. It's a very pathetic situation, and the recently, you know, some vaccination program changed again. That they started the vaccination 20 to 30 year population. But how they select the area, that's problem. That's why some of the experts of the Technical Committee of COVID Prevention resigned without giving any reason.
Is that because you believe, or they believe, that the selection of the areas was done on a political basis and not on a medical basis?
It seems to be. I heard one of the MPs from the government side, he said that the area of vaccination selected by the donor country, so it's not correct. The all vaccines and the process, we can decide the process and the area of vaccination and the age group population. Anyway, Health Ministry and the Presidential Task Force should be responsible for the whole process of the vaccination. Otherwise, they can't blame over the politicians, or the president or the cabinet. The Presidential Task Force should answer for those questions.
I hear a lot of chatter on social media where they are saying that this death toll is actually some kind of perverse offering to the gods, some kind of sacrifice. People who believe in these matters, in the occult and so on, they are suggesting that this is some form of sacrifice. Do you think that it's actually possible in a socialist democratic country to sacrifice the people?
When these vaccines were on research level, they introduced the vaccines not to prevent the spread of the virus, but to prevent the death. That's the basic target of the vaccination. That's why WHO advised every country to prepare a priority list. And one side, the population above 60 years, and the other side, the population with comorbid factors. So we have to give the priority for them. But we have to do whatever possible our efforts to save our people. Because even one life is more important. So those two people who are above 60, they sacrifice their lives, their efforts to develop the country, to lead the country, when when they were young and when they can do much. But now, after when they become elder, we can't keep them away. So the changing of the priority list is, it's very serious matter regarding this COVID prevention program.
Now, this government seemed to have got a fair number of problems right from the beginning. Although President Rajapaksa was elected with quite a substantial majority, we find that this government, first of all, we got the COVID. But apart from the COVID pandemic, the prices, the cost of living has escalated. They have now embarked on a very ambitious plan to go all organic, and this is causing even more protests. There are farmers protesting from right across the country. We have been seeing it on all sorts of things. And the social media chatter is that the Republic of Sri Lanka cannot cope with the enormous cost of living, the rising cost of living, apart from the value of the dollar. Now, they say they've started to control it, but I put it to you, Dr. Nalinda, what do you think? Can our government afford to prop up the dollar, to keep it at an artificial level? Do we have the money?
It is the most difficult problem at this moment. We are lacking of our dollar reserve, foreign reserve, and that's the main problem, main reason to this food shortage and this inflation. And you see now we are in a stage with the economic emergency. They have passed the emergency law in the parliament. And now we can see the army and the CS and the President of Affairs officers, they run here and there, and storage of sugar and paddy, etc. But I don't see such kind of emergency situation in the country. They can manage this situation, or they can face this situation with the ordinary laws like Pension Affairs Authority Act, and we have some laws passed in 1979 to face such kind of emergency situation. And in 2005, July, after tsunami, we have passed a very good act in the parliament to face such kind of disaster. So the problem is, why the president and the cabinet doesn't use such kind of ordinary laws? Why they hurry to implement the emergency law? I mean, we can find some food in somewhere with the emergency, but it can't go. A long period. That's a problem. So we have to find strong solution for this economic crisis. Otherwise, spreading army and the forces or the military power, we can't fulfill the needs of the people.
Now, yesterday, Dr. Nalinda, we saw the government pass something called the Finance Act. Well, it wasn't really the Finance Act, was it? It was a 1% tax amnesty act. What do you feel about that?
That is one solution came from the new finance minister side. Actually, there are a lot of business in the country that they pay tax regularly and in the correct way. But now, what is government doing is they are trying to allow the few people, the businessmen of the politicians, who cheat in tax pay. So giving 1% of the tax of the total wealth, under wealth, so they can bring the black money to the country. I mean, if it is go ahead with that situation, Sri Lanka will become a country with the money laundering state. That's a very serious issue.
If the, or when the JVP is in a coalition, at least a coalition government in the future, will one of the conditions for the JVP to enter into a coalition, will it be the insistence that incoming new government will re-look at this tax amnesty and hold these few people accountable for evading taxes?
We are in a government, actually our first priority goes to bring back the stolen money or stolen assets to the country. So we have to strengthen the laws against them. Otherwise, we can't do pardon for them, because they are the people who cheat the country and who have stolen the taxpayers' money. It's a very serious issue. So we have to punish them, and we have to bring all assets to the country. Otherwise, this amnesty definitely civil liberation.
So let me be clear. In any future government in which the JVP will be a part of, you will, as a party, insist that they go after these tax evaders. Is that right?
Yeah.
Good. We like straight answers like that. On that note, let's go for a short break, and we'll see you on the other side of the headlines.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.
Welcome back to Newsline Zoom. I'm in conversation with Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, member of the Central Committee of the JVP. Welcome back to the program, Dr. Nalinda. Now then, one of the other matters that is of great concern is, of course, this whole business about the price of sugar. Now, there are claims that people connected or known to members of this government have benefited enormously with whirlwind profits on the back of a artificial or a created shortage of sugar. What does the JVP have to say about that?
In concern with the sugar, actually, the incidents we have seen past few days are really a drama. I mean, so the drama started on mid of October last year. I think you can remember the government suddenly reduced the importation tax over sugar from 50 rupees to the 25 cents. I mean, any government can change the tax over any food, but in the history, since 2008, we can see only one time, that is 2016 July, the government reduced the tax of sugar from 30 rupees to 25 cents. Then, what happened in October, last October, sugar, full of sugar with the ship, they have changed their destination to the Colombo port. Actually, I have a committee report of the COPA of the parliament that was issued on February 24th, 2021. According to the data of the finance ministry, at that time there were 67 sugar importers in the country. But out of them, only 7 importers, they have imported more than 10,000 metric tons of sugar. So that 4 months, we have received 320,000 metric tons. Out of that, 125,000 metric tons bought by Pyramid Vilma Private Limited. The second importer, Rambo Sugar, they have imported only 36,592 metric tons. You can see the gap. It's nearly 90,000 metric tons gap between first and second importer. So, how the Pyramid Vilma can bring such amount of sugar to the country? I mean, 40% of import sugar amount out of within 4 months. The people who are doing the business, they know Pyramid Vilma is not well known for the sugar importation. But this time, they plan to bring more than 100,000 metric tons of sugar to the country. So they have gained very large profit from this business. And for last 8 months or 9 months, they have brought nearly, I think, 585,000 metric tons of sugar to the country. So that is for nearly 8 to 9 months for the sugar consumption in the country. Anyway, at that period, the government announced the reason to reduce the sugar tax in the country. They told us, they told the general public that if they didn't take such kind of decision, the sugar price would have gone more than 200 rupees. For first month, within first month, the Finance Ministry of Sri Lanka calculated the treasury lost 15.9 billion rupees to the bank. So, at that time, they issued a gazette of the maximum retail price of sugar to 85 rupees per kilo. Suddenly, we can see a sugar shortage. Sugar price goes up more than 200 rupees, and the government involved, the Consumer Affairs Authority involved, and certain media involved in the situation. And the government decided to purchase the sugar in 122 rupees per kilo. So, initially, the importers bought sugar in, I think, 79 to 80 rupees per kilo. Now they can sell it 122 rupees to the government. So they have a profit. I mean, without giving information from the government side that they are going to reduce the tax of sugar from 50 rupees to 25 cents, I think the pyramid would not bring such a lot.
Are you saying that some companies received inside information, advanced information?
It's totally similar what happened in the phone scam in 2016. The secret information passed to the perpetual treasury from the down of central bank. The same incident happened in inside. The pyramid will, I think that the pyramid will mark. But the information that the government is going to reduce the tax over sugar by 49%, 49 rupees 75 cents per kilo.
And Dr. Nalinda Jayathissa, you're telling me this from your personal knowledge, and you are taking responsibility for what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm taking responsibility, and I based on the report of Committee on Public Finance in the Parliament.
I was going to ask you this question, I'll ask you anyway. Do you think that our politicians, our legislators in the main, that they don't have any shame? Aren't they ashamed to rob the people? Aren't they ashamed to put more headaches on the people's shoulders? Aren't they ashamed that they are doing their own bit to take the cost of living upwards and not downwards? Aren't they ashamed, Dr. Nalinda Jayathissa?
Not all the politicians. There are few that they are doing those every business. They don't have any shame on stealing the taxpayers' money or doing such kind of thing. And what happened to others, they have to protect them because of their political future to get this ministerial portfolio or to sustain inside the government with at least the minister post or the state minister post. They have to protect these few politicians, few people who are in the high position in the politics.
Would the JVP ever consider an alliance with the SLPP?
No, I think we can't do any alliance with them because they are the planning. So let's see, the ruling parties for last 10 years, they have robbed the country and they sold the country, they sold the land, they sold the parts of the port, and they should have responsible for the heavy debt burden of the country. So I think, they are not transparent and they are not actually, they are the main culprits to the state of the country. So, I think we can't involve any coalition government with them.
Right, can I just move on to something else? Sri Lanka seems to be stuck in this $4,000 per capita GDP, a little bit down 3.6 to 3.8 to 4,000. We seem to be stuck in there. The economy shows very little signs of growth. We've got the COVID-19 problem as well. But do you think that with our education system the way it is, where we are producing 30 to 45,000 graduates every year out of an intake of an intake of students of around 330 to 360,000 every year. So by the time they come to university, we've only got 30,000 state places, 15,000 private places, 45,000. Is 45,000 graduates enough to take Sri Lanka out of this per capita $4,000 trap and move ahead? Or do we need more investment in education?
The $4,000 per capita income is statistics is not reasonable, I think, because we have to consider another figure that out of our population, 40% are in level of income less than $2 per day. So when we divide the GDP by the population, we can have that $4,000 per capita number. But anyway, yes, my position is we have to invest our education and higher education system. Sometimes the treasury can't alone spend money, need money to the education sector. Anyway, we can get some loans, low interest, and we can invest. Yes. So investing over the education and higher education, it will bring the profit within 5 to 8 years.
Between 5 and 8 years. And what do you say about private education, private universities? Should we be encouraging more private? Because the government has no money.
I think the country have 40% of population, the daily income is less than $2. We have to strengthen the state education. Otherwise, we can't give the equal opportunity to the population in such a country. Anyway, we can discuss that matter because we have some kind of strong Higher Education Act, which is 1978, number 16 Act. We have a monitoring system in UGC. So at that moment, we have laws to set up private campus in the country under the supervision of University Grants Commission. If we obey the rules and regulations of the UGC, we can consider that kind of private education, but the government or the state quota should be strong.
I hear what you're saying, Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa. We need to invest money on education and so on. But we also need to address corruption and wastage. And it appears to us that when we follow the parliamentary proceedings, that it is almost a one-man band. We have Mr. Anurakumara Dissanayake, who shouts out and who exposes all sorts of jolly things. And my question to you is, why won't the public allow the JVP to form a government?
Mr. Gopal, if you have any idea, we are ready to discuss it and we
Yeah.
are ready to accept it. It's the main problem we are facing and we are trying to get solved it. But, we can keep the hope for the public. I think that we can see the, how the ruling parties are running the country. So now we have to learn what is the alternate. Otherwise, this country has no future.
But our future lies in education. Would you believe that?
Yes, definitely. We have to build a country in the foundation of education and higher education. So investing on education sector is, it's a durable investment. Let's say the knowledge, not the education.
Well, Dr. Nalin Dajati, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with me on Newsline Zoom. We look forward to welcoming you in our studio soon as the numbers go down. And we wish you all the very best in all your endeavors. And that's the way it was on Newsline Zoom this evening. Do take care. And as always, God bless you.